fifth grade friends. I miss seeing you guys and doing art with you, but hopefully you've been finding some time to be creative at home and to be exploring different projects and doing some different things. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to make 1-point perspective shapes. Now, a project we always do in fifth grade are the 1-point perspective names and words, and next week we're going to talk about that. But in order to learn how to do that, we're going to start with some basic shapes. So keep watching and I'm going to show you how to do it. So as I said, you guys are going to be doing 1-point perspective shapes. For this project, you're going to need an eraser, a pencil, a ruler, and a piece of paper. Any paper is fine to use. And if you just have the eraser on the back of your pencil, that's okay also. First thing you're going to do is we are going to start with a basic horizon line, it could be a horizontal line. It's a straight one that goes right across from one end of your paper to the other. So there's my horizontal line. On that line, I'm going to be putting a vanishing point. A vanishing point is a dot that is going to be on my horizon line, and I'm just going to put it right there in the middle. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put some shapes around the vanishing point. We'll put some on the top and some on the bottom. Why don't we do a triangle over here? Your shapes don't need to be perfect at all. They can just be geometric shapes. You could do organic shapes if you want, but geometric shapes might be the best to start with. Then why don't we do a circle and a square, and then at the bottom, let's do a star. Whoops. And again, does not need to be perfect. That one's kind of funky, but that's okay. And why don't we do a heart over here? All right, now is the tricky part. Now we're going to be connecting the points of the shapes to the vanishing point. These are going to be called converging lines because they converge from your shape to your vanishing point. So why don't we start with the triangle? You can see the triangle has 3 points, and all of those, I'm going to use my ruler. You want to make sure you use a ruler. You don't want to just do this freehand. I'm going to start at the corner of my triangle and I'm going to connect it to my vanishing point. So I'm just going to go in a straight line. I'm going to stop once I get to my vanishing point. Probably should draw softly or lightly because we're going to be erasing a lot of these lines. Then I'm going to start at that one and go to the vanishing point. Then I'm going to take my ruler, start again at that top point, and connect to my vanishing point. See, I'm not going past the vanishing point. I'm not going past that shape. Circle's a little bit weird because we don't have any corners on the circle. So I'm just going to sort of hug the side of the circle over there, and I'm going to connect it again to my vanishing point. So I'm going to sort of find the edge and just draw that line to my vanishing point. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to find that edge and connect it to my vanishing point. Now for my square, I'm going to find those points. There's a point right there. I'm going to make sure my ruler, I don't want to just connect it anywhere. I just want to make random lines. I want to make sure the end of the line is going to that vanishing point. So I'm going to connect that line. I'm going to take that point, connect that line. I'm going to take that corner and connect that line. Now this one is a little bit different than the other ones because we can see if I put my line starting there, I would be drawing through my square. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to make any lines that go through my shape. So I'm not going to do anything with that corner. I'm just going to leave it. Now the same thing with the star. There's going to be some points that don't connect. Let's start with the ones that do. This one connects straight to my vanishing point. This one connects straight to my vanishing point. So I did the inside ones also. And the star straight there. Let's see this one. Yep, that one goes. Let's see about this one. Yep, now this one, once I sort of hit that point over there, I can stop. Although I guess it's going to go right next to that other one. And this one would have to go through my star, so I'm not going to do a line there. I'm also not going to do a line there, or there, or there, or there, because they would all be going over the front of the star. And we don't want to do anything over the front of the shapes. Now with the heart, it's going to be kind of like the circle. I'm going to connect to the dot, and I'm going to hug the side of the heart that I touch first. So I'm going to stop right there. Now I'm going to do the same thing with this side. I'm going to hug the side of the heart, connect it to my vanishing point, and stop there. Now I could do this point in here, and yeah, I think I will. So there we go. That's the first part of it. Now you could stop here and you can just decorate it and have fun with your shapes and your colors and your designs. But if you are interested, I'm going to show you how you would now make it look like a solid shape that has a bottom to it. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to draw the lines parallel to the lines of the shape that have the lines coming out of them. And as I said that, I realized how confusing that sounded. So maybe watching me do it will be a little bit easier. So we'll start with the triangle. Here we've got the side of the triangle. So I'm going to line my ruler up over there where that triangle side is, and I'm going to just slide it down. I'm going to keep it in the same direction. If I turn it, it's not going to look as right. So I'm going to keep it in the same direction, and I'm just going to make a line that connects from the top of that converging line to the bottom of the converging line, so that lines up with that side. And I'm going to do the same thing for the bottom part of the triangle. I'm going to hold the ruler at that bottom. I'm going to go down, and I'm going to start where that one ended. I know this is kind of confusing, so you can just stop and pause and go back to watch what I did a little bit more slowly. Now I don't need these lines anymore, so I'm going to use my eraser, and I'm going to erase these. All right, and now you can see I've got my triangle over there. Now let's see, the circle is a little bit trickier because you can't really use the ruler to make that line, but I want the line to mimic the line of the circle. So I'm just going to sort of do by eyeballing it. So there's the bottom of my circle. You decide how long you want that to be. Then I'm going to go in. I'm going to erase that extra line, and there's my circle. And the same thing with my square. Square is a little bit easier because they're just straight lines, so I can use the ruler again. See how long. You can make your square super big and go all the way back there. It can be short. I'll put it right over there, kind of in the middle. And I stop once I hit that converging line. I don't go through the lines with this part. And then I'm going to go up, sort of mimic that line, start at the bottom of that one, and now I'm going to erase my extra lines. Okay, now the heart is going to be similar to the way I did the circle, where I can't use the ruler for it. So I'm going to make a curvy line that looks like that curvy line, and another curvy line that looks like that curvy line. And I'm going to erase this, and there's my heart. And the star's a little bit trickier because we've got so many things going on here, but it's a challenging one. So I'm going to make that first line that is parallel to that one. This line I'm going to make parallel to that one. This line I'm going to make parallel to that one. And this line is the last one that I did the converging line for. I'm going to do a parallel line there. Then I'm going to go in, try and figure out which lines I erase. Again, it helps if you do your converging lines kind of light. So I'm going to erase all those lines. I'm going to erase this line, and we have what looks like a 3D star. So after you guys are done playing around with making your 1-point perspective three-dimensional shapes, then you can go and you can add some colors and designs. I did this one and I used colored pencils. You can use whatever materials you have at home. Just sort of have some fun adding some colors. You can add as many shapes as you want. You can color in the background. You can have a lot of fun with it. Next, I'm going to show you guys how to do this with your names or with a different word if you want to do a different word. Well, have some fun. Be prepared to be making some beautiful oopses, and I will see you next week.